Sadiq Khan uses Dover crossing chaos to demand Brexit extension. No deal is reckless. Sadiq Khan has demanded an extension to Brexit talks so the UK can concentrate on fighting coronavirus. The Mayor of London has called on Boris Johnson to extend the Brexit transition period beyond the December 31 deadline in the wake of the emergence of a new strain of coronavirus and border closures between the UK and Europe. The French government has suspended all travel between the UK and France for the next 48 hours after a more infectious strain of COVID-19 was identified in the southeast of England. The ban has blocked all major transport routes between the UK and mainland Europe via France, including channel ports at Dover. In a statement, the Labour mayor insists the closure of key supply chains required the full and undivided efforts of ministers. Mr. Khan added the threat of a no-deal Brexit was reckless even before the latest surge in COVID cases. He released his statement ahead of a Cobra meeting chaired by the Prime Minister this afternoon and received a furious backlash on Twitter. One user wrote, "Brexit negotiations have nothing to do with you." A second added, "Regardless of the rights or wrongs of Brexit, I do wonder what mandate the Mayor of London has to urge this." A third commented, "Never. Crawl back under your rock." Meanwhile, a fourth simply said, "Change the record." In his argument, Mr. Khan, who has been a fierce opponent of the UK leaving the EU, stressed the sole focus of the government should be on coronavirus, and in particular, the chaos at the border between the UK and mainland Europe and not Brexit. He said, under the new Tier 4 restrictions Londoners should stay at home and not travel, and this includes not travelling abroad. The current closure of the border at Dover however will cause significant disruption, particularly for our hauliers who now cannot cross over to mainland Europe. At Cobra today ministers need to agree an immediate plan for the continued flow of freight and safeguarding supply chains, working collaboratively with French and other European partners. With major disruption in Kent now inevitable, I'm urging the government to officially seek an extension to the Brexit transition period. Securing our key supply chains and fighting the coronavirus pandemic requires the full and undivided efforts of ministers more than ever before. Risking the chaos and uncertainty of a no-deal Brexit was reckless even before the latest surge in COVID cases and the worrying news about this latest strain. With the virus spreading rapidly and our hospitals increasingly stretched, the only thing the country should be concentrating on is fighting the virus. The Prime Minister has already outlined his plans for tackling the new strain of coronavirus by cancelling the scheduled 5 days of Christmas celebrations across the country. Those living in Tiers 1 to 3 will now only be able to meet up with 2 other households on December 25, while those living in London and the South East cannot, with all non-essential stores closed. The Department for Transport has played down the threat of disruption at the border, with French officials set to reopen transport links later today.